There's a weather phenomenon underway right now that could tip the scales this winter. Forecasters are saying this will be an El Nino year. But what does that mean and what could be headed our way? Meteorologist Rob Karlmark takes a closer look.
It just didn't really seem like it would turn out to be something this crazy.
Few things in the weather world fire up the hype train more than El Nino.
The Bureau is today declaring that an El Nino event is underway in the Pacific Ocean.
That's when the water in the central Pacific is much warmer than normal, and it can alter weather patterns all over the world. It's been catching the eye of millions impacted during California's winter, and what starts in the ocean stokes those who enjoy the water and waves. You see, surfers were one of the earliest adopters of the El Nino chatter, including surf forecaster Mark Sponsler, who started Storm Surf. It's one of the best one-stop shops to track the data that goes into El Nino forecasting.
Some winters are dry, some winters are wet. Some years the surf is huge, some years it's not. Some years the snow is just epic and others it isn't. And all this is tied to the El Nino.
This year, most weather experts agree that by now El Nino is indeed happening. You'll notice the warm water, compared to normal, indicated by yellows and reds, don't just begin and end in the region. It's everywhere.
Well, if it's warmer everywhere, there's more water vapor being pushed up into the atmosphere. That creates more energy, which feeds the jet stream. So it's not an exact science. The research branch of meteorologists are trying to look at this and figure it all out, but it's happening real time, and it's sort of like trying to hold on to catch up to a fast-moving train. It's a challenge.
Even though this year's El Nino might have some surprises down the road, some signatures are starting to show up now. For Australia, El Nino often means hot and dry with bushfires. They just had their hottest and driest September on record.
Now, in the state that I live in, New South Wales, around 30% of the state has now officially gone into drought, and that's also due to below average rain in August. And just yesterday, we had 80 bushfires across our state. So yeah, there is definitely an impact.
One of the lead meteorologists for the Australian broadcast company, Tom Saunders, is just as tuned into El Nino's development and impacts as we are, and the global event is just getting started. More heat and fire is something nobody wants to go back to.
It's been very hot, it's been very dry, there's bushfires burning, we've had smoke in the air. Many people, I think they're scared because we had our worst bushfire season on record only 4 years ago before that triple La Nina. We lost 3,000 homes during that season. So a lot of people, their memories, they're coming back from that event.
Meteorologist Rob Karlmark joins us now. Rob, I think the question people have after watching this is, what does this mean for us here in Northern California?
You know, El Nino is tricky in any given year, but as you heard Mark in the story, he was talking about how the water's just warm everywhere. So this will be a unique situation where we have El Nino along with warm water all over the planet. With that said, more often than not, El Nino starts in Southern California. It's wetter. If it's really strong, 2 out of the 3 strong years, we have seen wet winters here in Northern California. But again, this year will be different, so we all have to watch it together.
Sure, and what could El Nino mean for the snowpack here?
That's a very great question. And actually, today, UC Berkeley has a snow lab. It's at the top of Donner Summit. It became very famous with this last winter, and they went back and looked at the 10 biggest winters that they've seen. 5 were connected to El Nino, 4 were La Nina, 1 was neutral. So in their words, they also are watching to wait to see what happens. However, they are expecting warmer temperatures this upcoming winter.
Great, Rob. Thanks for bringing us the latest news on that. We'll be tracking it.